that I saw on TV some years ago, on October 12th, in my city, Guadalajara. There is a pilgrimage where around 2 million people participate in the parade along a small image that is in Zapopan, Jalisco. In the interview, the woman was asked about why was she walking barefoot. She replied that it was to give thanks to the divine answer to her prayers for her son's recovery. The reporter asked, "Did your son get well?" She answered, "No." God answered my request for the best possible outcome for my son. God took him. Believing, faith, is not about certainty, expected answers, our desires met. Believing always bears the dark night, the doubt, the question, the apparent way lost at the spark of the delivery. We live in a world that seems to show us bad news morning by morning. Reality sometimes makes us doubt about all of our convictions. Of course, sometimes it seems almost impossible to find the light at the end of the tunnel. There is no doubt that we are aware that the work is immense, that the tearing down walls and building up hope is not as simple as we had hoped, but that there are many walls being built to obstruct our ministry, our mission, our vision, our faith. We hear alarm how homophobia seems to be institutionalized in some contexts and countries. We are witness to the fact that Russia wants to criminalize any manifestation to support or to share about homosexuality. Here in the United States, in some cities, we see how young gay and lesbians continue to be stigmatized for the simple fact of being different, and in some circumstances, taking them to the brink of suicide. In Brazil, in other countries of Latin America, we hear about hate crimes every day. Crimes fueled by homophobia, but usually are disguised as something else to try to cover the reality. The world economic situation does not seem to touch bottom. A few pockets are being filled, while the vast majority are under the water, losing all illusion, experiencing the volatility and uncertainty in the near future, not finding answers, even about having the resources to meet their basic needs. This financial crisis has led many to wish they were dead because they do not see the end of this complicated existential situation. When my mother was suffering from her latest crisis in her disease, on one occasion at the nurse hospital where she was being cared for, a sister who was 96 years old, which had entered the convent when barely mid their 16 years, was terminally ill. I was called as they knew I was a clergyman to comfort her while she passed. I gave her words of encouragement and assured her that very soon she will be face to face with God. The woman turned her face towards me and said, "Reverend, you speak very nicely. I would like to believe what you say, but I'm afraid and in doubt very much that everything is as good as you say. This is part of the risk of living and the risk of believing. The doubt strengthens us. I don't trust someone that says that has never had doubts or faith. I could not understand someone who has not experienced the desert and the darkness in his/her relationship with his/her beliefs. In my last visit to Canada this past April, May, I heard that this last winter had been very cold and everlasting. That it felt longer than Lent. Even though we tend to forget that Easter is longer. In many occasions, we believe winter is longer than it really is, and we feel it will last forever. But doesn't mean that it won't end at some point, giving way to spring and summer. Even when in doubt, during winter, in the desert, in the darkness of the night, in the difficulties, in the sorrows, it's necessary that we persist in our faith, in our trust, in our new sunrise.